So welcome back to Semicon West here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm joined now by Michael Murray. He is the Senior Director of Supply Chain for DSV, so one of the larger logistics companies. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you.
Okay.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about DSV and the level of involvement you have in the semiconductor industry specifically.
Absolutely. So, like you mentioned, DSV is one of the largest 3PL companies in the world. And what that means is that we do tons of different elements of the supply chain: transportation, warehousing, and also different supply chain consulting services.
Right.
My division in particular focuses on inventory management solutions. And what that really means is that we'll help manufacturers who especially make complex products like semiconductor product with their inbound supply chain. And that means helping with the procurement, helping with demand planning, and also helping with inventory financing. DSV,
So what level does that go down to then? I mean, when you say you help them with their procurement and demand planning, do you have software integrated into suppliers in
Absolutely.
Asia and other places?
So what we've set up is we have our own ERP, and we use that to operate out of. And it can link up with any of our customers' software, whether it's SAP or JDE or some other system, using APIs and EDI feeds. And that gives us direct insight into what the customer has on hand, and in reverse, what we have incoming.
Okay.
On the supplier side, we're utilizing a piece of software called Coupa to manage basically all of our purchase orders and billing.
Okay.
So the customers have access to a portal, or the suppliers have access to a portal, and are able to see purchase orders, respond to purchase orders, communicate changes, and do the whole process.
And this is all in real time?
All in real time. There's a ton of automation with a few different solutions to basically take a lot of the manual work out. Invoicing is something that in the past has really taken a lot of human labor.
Right.
And with the software solution, we're to the point where it's a click of a button and it's done.
Right. So obviously, it's the whole logistics business has been very disruptive in recent years, with geopolitical events, COVID, everything like that, so you've had a lot to deal with. The current one, of course, is tariffs. How do you deal with tariffs?
So with tariffs, because it's a fluid situation, what we've found is the best thing is transparency. So trying to collect as much data and share that data from our supplier up to our customer as possible. There's a real concern out there with some of our major customers that even if tariffs themselves are reduced or go away in their entirety, that the price basis is going to stay up. Because once the price goes up, it tends not to go back down. So one of our goals is to help make sure that they understand the price of the goods versus the price of the tariff.
Right.
So they have a strong negotiating position if and when tariffs do change.
Yes.
The other thing is that tariffs really shouldn't belong as part of your cost of goods in your inventory.
And I don't think many people are doing that. I think a lot of people are saying, well, the cost of the product is still the same, plus any applicable tariff.
Exactly.
And I think that's the way it should be, because then, as you say, if the tariff comes off, so it then comes back down again.
Right. So the data transparency helps with that. As you're financing inventory, whether it's through us or through your own channels, you don't want to include that tariff in the ultimate interest that you're paying, of course.
Right.
So it's really about transparency. The other things that we've seen is that some of our customers are looking for more solutions using free trade zones, changing the location of a supplier.
Yep.
And of course, those are a little bit slower paths.
And do you assist with that?
Absolutely. We actually have another division at DSV that can help companies with nearshoring and set up and establish new manufacturing locations.
Yeah.
And one of the great parts about working in this huge 3PL environment is that we have capacity. We have square footage all over the U.S. that we can use to help bring in material and start establishing a new supply chain.
Right.
And in Phoenix alone, we're opening over 1 million square feet of warehousing space.
Wow. Wow, that's significant, very significant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like you're well positioned. And you, how big is your footprint within the semiconductor business? I mean, do you have a lot of companies that are working with you?
Absolutely. So with DSV, we recently completed the acquisition of another logistics company called Schenker,
Oh, the German company.
a German company.
Oh, wow.
And between DSV and Schenker, uh, we we do a significant portion of the transportation and warehousing across the semiconductor industry. If you name a big name in semiconductor, they're a
They're
customer.
using it. Yeah.
Uh, with IMS itself, we've been really focused on a few key semiconductor IDMs,
Yeah.
as well as moving into like the tier 1 and tier 2 supply chain and helping support them. One of the things that we really try to promise is that we can help reduce the overall lead time of spares inventory. And one of the ways that we do that is working up into the tier 3 and tier 4 supply chain and helping make sure that those parts are available when they're needed for an equipment manufacturer or a parts manufacturer.
Okay. I mean, what do you do for these smaller manufacturers? I mean, do you have a sort of risk management system that looks at geopolitical events, weather events, all sorts of different things
Absolutely.
that could potentially affect the
Yeah.
supply chain?
So with that, we're utilizing a few different third-party services to track these different risk events.
Yeah.
And be able to do like a DOI analysis. If there's an impact that you expect to last 10 days, is that going to meaningfully impact your inventory position?
Right.
And it's something that, in COVID, I think a lot of companies moved away from just-in-time inventory because suddenly the disruptions were too great to handle. And as they move to just-in-case, their inventory increased, their balance sheet is tied up in inventory, and then they don't have the funds to do the capital expansion that they need to grow. Right. Especially in this new environment where we want to bring manufacturing back to the U.S.
Yeah.
So part of our solution is actually financing the inventory to remove it from the customer's balance sheet so they get all of the benefits of a just-in-case conservative inventory strategy.
Wow.
But from a financial perspective, it still feels like just-in-time because they don't pay for the inventory.
So all that inventory that's sitting on the sea is actually on your balance sheet.
Exactly.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite incredible. What about customers who are looking to decide where to locate manufacturing of a new product? And they're looking for all sorts of different inputs, whether it be the tariff input, geopolitical, et cetera, et cetera. Do you ever get involved in helping customers and
So we haven't really been
basis?
involved advising with tariff locations yet because I think that situation is still so in flux. It's difficult to really make strong recommendations. What we have done is we've gotten really involved with different like economic development groups, like Greater Phoenix Economic Council, for example.
Right.
And basically make ourselves available so as they're going out to pitch companies to come here to Phoenix, they know that they have a 3PL solutions provider. They know that they have maybe an inventory financing partner, and that it makes it easier to bring a big company here.
Yeah. Fantastic. A really interesting job you've got, and it's multifaceted, quite
Absolutely.
frankly. Yeah. So, actually, I want to thank you for coming in and telling us about it today.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.